What's good? What's good with everybody, man? Tap on in. Tap on in, man. I appreciate everybody. Let's get the show. Let's get to it. I had to push it back for a minute. Got a slow start this morning, man. Oh, we got a slow start this morning. I had to catch up on some rest. But we here at 10, man. I wanted to come here at 8, but we here at 10. So listen, let's get it in. The time is now. You rocking with your boy. We going hard in the paint. What's up? What's popping? Hit the like button. What's up? What's popping? Hit the like button.
All time. But what good is the Super Bowl halftime show if I literally don't understand what they're saying?
Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome back to Modi Speaks. They now have a good reason to think that they have conquered America. Cultural commentators are upset, American parents are outraged, and yes, even
Why would I want to watch something like this? Check this out right here. Why would I want to watch a man in a dress and he's burning the American flag? Now, how stupid is this? So how stupid is this? Hold on one second. I'm going to fix it. I got it. Sound like I'm at a distance. Okay. We fixed the problem. I had to adjust the microphone. So, now you got a guy with a dress on, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. Crazy, ain't it? We we fixed the audio. Yeah, man. So we fixed it, man. We fixed it, man. I had to adjust the microphone, but we fixed it. So look at this right here, man. Now, he's burning the American flag. Now, why would you let somebody like this perform at a Super Bowl? Here you go. You got a foreign man in a dress who can't speak English that's burning the American flag. Now it shows you how terrible. I want y'all to get a load of this, man. I'm gonna check out Ringo. Shout out to SR Son. I'm gonna get on his helmet. As soon as the smoke clear, man, I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna cook him. I'm gonna get on him. As soon as I get some time, he gonna get this work too. He gonna get this work. Shout out to my people, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. It is what it is. But look at this right here, y'all. Now, people got the nerve to say we're hating. For one, why would we hit the like button, man, and support the show? Why would we listen to something in a language that we don't understand? For one. For two, he got on a dress and he's burning the American flag. Now, how crazy is that? He said, is AI not real? Okay. Even if he did, let's say he didn't burn the American flag. Let's say it's AI and it's not real, right? He's not speaking English. The man runs around in dresses.
people who normally wouldn't agree politically are saying, what in the world was that? And I'm talking about black people. Yes, black people. So today, guys, we're gonna get into the reactions of these people, and yes, I mean black people, and we're gonna see how they are taking the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. Guys, be ready to be surprised. But before we get into the video, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or supporting the channel in the way that you can. Or
this man. Golly.
I mean, at this point, it should be common sense. Speak the language. Now, I've seen some white people complaining, saying that 80% of the people who buy NFL tickets are white. Well, 80% of the players are black, foundational black Americans. So if that's the case, you have people, the people who perform should cater to the audience and the players. This has nothing to do with racism. I don't care if Bad Bunny was black. If he's speaking a language that we don't understand, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to listen to it. And to make things worse, you had two men humping on each other during the halftime show. How many of you guys in the audience saw two men humping on each other during the halftime show? What a complete disgrace to the NFL, a complete disgrace to America. I don't want to listen to somebody speaking in a foreign language and you got two men humping and gyrating on each other. Then the performer himself is known to run around in dresses. If we didn't accept Lil Nas X, don't force us to accept Bad Bunny. Crazy.
You can't sing. I mean, like, what is this? Golly.
Yo, whose grandmama is this?
They got the American flag and all these other flags. Yeah, God bless you too. Get off the stage. Please get off the stage.
Bruh.
Get off. Put the game back on. I can't stand this.
Hey, somebody, grandma in there roasted, man. Hey, shout out to grandma for telling it. Hey, man, one thing you gonna know, man, hey, grandma gonna tell it like it is. Grandma ain't gonna bite her tongue. Grandma ain't gonna hold no punches. You already know how old school grandma gonna get down. She gonna tell it like it is.
Get off. Put the game back on. I can't stand this. Tell me that. I mean, what in the world is all this foolishness? Thank you. Get off the stage, please. Jesus.
Hardly anyone knew exactly what he was saying. Bad Bunny was saying some pretty heinous stuff during the Super Bowl halftime show. So as you can see right here, these are some lyrics that were actually being said during this show, with some of the worst offending language being right here. Blank with blank, blank with push it in. We're seeing yes, push it in, like you're rubbing this, rubbing my that. I mean, this stuff literally happened just a day ago during the Super Bowl. This is why America deserved an alternative to something other than this. Something that wasn't trying to prop up this type of language and make this language okay when there are kids, young kids, watching the Super Bowl. Whether you understood what this guy was saying or not, kids can see that and might think it's cool and then go listen to his music, just not even aware of the ridiculous stuff that he's saying, and that goes for the parents as well too. Regardless, the FCC needs to be notified about this because this should not be allowed on public TV.
Now guys, a halftime show is supposed to entertain.
I don't know why they got a lot of Africans, and I'm not mad at this, man, but you got a lot of Africans. Her name is Moody Speaks. She got 176K subscribers, but my thing is this, is like, she's talking about American issues, and I'm not mad at the African sister, but damn, you got all these Africans doing reactions to stuff that's going on in America. I mean, their whole channels is based on what's going on with FBA, what's going on in America. Why do I need to listen to an African talk about issues that's going on here? And it's crazy. That's like me uploading videos all the time talking about what's going on in Africa. Why would they listen to me when they can just listen to an African? Anyway, let's get to the content. You get my point. Oh, you guys are just hating. No, ain't nobody hating.
The lyrics.
If I don't understand what he's saying, like people are saying you're racist for not wanting to watch or support Bad Bunny, and I'm like, I think that's the problem. I think there's an agenda behind why he's performing, and you're part of it. I don't understand what he's saying, so I'm not gonna listen to it. I don't care. He's not speaking my language. Why are you trying to make me feel uncomfortable on an English-speaking territory? Or in an English-speaking territory, I'm sorry. I don't understand what he's saying, so I don't really care. I don't know why he's performing if he can't speak English. That's just how I feel about it. It's just the NFL. This isn't the World Cup with soccer or something. I can understand that. But it's the NFL. Even in soccer, bro, when they be having like American news or something like that, like these folks translate the post-game interview in English. So I need that at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's the Super Bowl. If you can't translate the song in English, big dog, I'm gonna need you to find somebody else. Cause I don't know what you're saying. And no, I'm not racist just because I don't know what you're saying. Or just because I don't care about what you gotta say because I don't know what you're saying.
Performing.
Right. I don't care about what you're saying because I don't know what you're saying. Hit the like button, man. You know. Now, Megyn Kelly went in, right? Megyn Kelly went in. She went in, and I actually agreed with her, right? Now, that's crazy. I actually agreed with her, but then again, let's go on over here to King Ali.
Watch the Super Bowl. Shout out to the Seahawks for pulling out that amazing. I'm not talking about
being over dramatic. The goddamn worst shit I ever just had to force myself to watch. Go over Super Bowl. That was hands down, and I'm not being over dramatic. The goddamn worst shit I ever just had to force myself to watch. Go over here with his phone in his hand with Google Translate up close to this TV screen, trying to understand what the fuck's going on. And then he walks out with this revolutionary walk on American land in an American stadium with all of these foreign nation flags standing up against.
And then this is Black History Month. Shame on Jay-Z for doing this in Black History Month. Jay-Z needs to be fired immediately. He needs to be fired immediately from that job. You give us a man that wears a dress, performing in a language that we don't understand. You got two grown-ass men humping on each other during the halftime, the halftime show. It's crazy. Pure insanity. And Jay-Z is responsible for this. He's responsible for this buffoonery. He's responsible for this circus. You got grown men gyrating and humping on each other. And on top of that, you can't understand the language. Bad Bunny is running around in wedding dresses and pink dongs and all that old type of stuff. Jay-Z, you ought to be fired.
God knows what. And it looks like revolutionary in American country. I'm so tired of this shit. First it was with the niggas with BLM. Then it was with the Asians with the Asian hate. Now it's with the Latinos. Bro, it's cringe.
Who is this man? Get out of me. You can't sing. I mean, like, what is this? Golly.
Yo, who grandmama is this?
And got the American flag and all these other flags. Yeah, God bless you too. Get off the stage. Please get off the stage.
Bruh.
Get off. Put the game back on. I can't stand this. Tell me that. I mean, what in the world is all this foolishness? Thank you. Get off the stage, please. Jesus.
And
True Warrior Scholar said Jay-Z didn't drop the ball. Jay-Z is doing what Jay-Z does. I agree with you 100%. Jay-Z is just doing what Jay-Z does. He didn't sold out. Jay-Z sold out a long time ago, and he doesn't care. Why? Because the man is wealthy. He's past being filthy rich. The man is wealthy. Billionaire status. So Jay-Z doesn't care about things that affects the black community. He doesn't care. Jay-Z only cares about being wealthy. Jay-Z can care less about the black community. None of that stuff matters to Jay-Z anymore. He's on a whole nother level. Matter of fact, he's on a whole nother planet. Forget being on another level. The man is on a whole nother planet. To the point to where you don't understand it. But guess what? Jay-Z only cares about being wealthy. He can give a damn about no black community. They said, Jay-Z, you care about the black community? He said, hell no, I only care about being wealthy. I don't give a damn about no black community.
get it. I know that you Latinos, Tejanos, and everybody else want to get this guy. This AI Super Bowl was the worst It was the worst Super Bowl performance without real live, real ammunition, real performances. All this AI and all this bullshit that he had was whack. Listen, I don't have anything against the Latino community, but y'all gotta admit, all this, it was not authentic. He had too much bullshit in his shit. Bad Bunny was bad business. And I'll say it again. So y'all can sit up here and play in the faces of us if y'all want to. I think all this is a conspiracy. And I really think that you all are really trying to dumb down what's really real in our world. Because Bad Bunny's performance was bad.
We're going to get into Tariq Nasheed. We're going to hear what Tariq Nasheed had to say right after this.
What's really real in our world. Because Bad Bunny's performance was bad. Bad Bunny was bad. Bad. Y'all get that? This dude was bad. I'm sorry. We got to do better. And I'm trying to figure out what part of what nothing he did was, damn, this is the one time I wish he would have brought J-Lo on. Somebody who can make sense of what his choreography was about.
I can't get into it. Nah, can't get me watching the Puerto Rican Bowl. You ruined it for me. So there's something about it just ain't American. I don't know.
So while everybody bashed me because I said nobody wants to listen to Bad Bunny, what do we have here?
What's your favorite Bad Bunny song?
I already got one. Sorry about that.
I don't know who that is.
I never heard of Bad Bunny. I don't know what it is.
I heard performing at halftime.
But yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know no Bad Bunny song.
Do you think they made a mistake?
I believe so. I ain't never heard of bro till now.
I don't have one.
I don't listen to him.
I don't know any song.
Oh, what the heck's it called? I blank out the name.
I don't think I have one.
I don't know Bad Bunny song. That's a tough one. I don't have one. I don't really listen to Bad, but I can't lie. I really do not know any. I haven't listened to any songs. I don't know any to keep it G. I just tuned into Bad Bunny this morning because is it DTMF? DTM too.
Your second favorite?
I don't think I can. I like Titini Pregunto, Seda, and Moscow Mule.
What is it, Monaco?
The one with Cardi B. I can't remember the name. I don't really listen to Bad Bunny, bro. It's the one that goes, ooh, boy. That's all I know, though. That's because Juicy be singing it. I know the words or like the name of it.
Yeah, just say this, La Camiseta.
La Camiseta. Yeah, there we go.
So doesn't this prove my point? If a bunch of urban kids and of the...
Why don't you guys bless the like button? If you're rocking with King Supreme, take your finger and bless that like button. It don't cost you. You already know.
Ultra kids don't know who Bad Bunny, the king of Mufungo music, is. Why the hell do y'all think the demographic of the NFL does? This is about to be the worst halftime show of all time. The NFL...
Now, I want to ask you guys something. Do you guys believe that this was the worst NFL halftime show of all time? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like this was the worst NFL halftime show in the history of the NFL. Put a 2 in the chat if you enjoyed, the halftime show. Listen, this is not an echo chamber. You can agree or disagree. It is what it is. It's all gravy, baby. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like it was the worst halftime show in the history of the NFL. Put a 2 if you felt like, you really enjoyed the halftime show. Anyway, let's go. Bless the like button while you're at it. Yeah.
I was slowly trying to push away their actual fan base. For what? Fans of soccer? Away their actual fan base. For what? Know who Bad Bunny, the king of Mufungo music, is. Why the hell do y'all think the demographic of the NFL does? This is about to be the worst halftime show of all time. The NFL is slowly trying to push away their actual fan base. For what? Fans of soccer?
Why would I watch the halftime show or care?
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar. Popping my collar, popping my collar. Ever since I could remember, I've been working these hoes, and they better put my money in my hand. And they better put my money in my hand. And ever since I could remember, I've been working these hoes, and they better put my money in my hand. Popping my collar, popping my collar.
First, I'm black. We black. Black people want criticized the most. I mean, white people are too. We all are. You can't call black people racist for criticizing or white people. We have the right not to like Bad Bunny, and it had nothing to do with him being Puerto Rican. People weren't criticizing J-Lo performing. People don't care about him being Puerto Rican. Stop trying to this. That's manipulation. They're trying to manipulate people to feel the way they feel about Bad Bunny. But the reality of it is we have a right to not like Bad Bunny. We don't like Bad Bunny because we are American. You have to assimilate to our country. You came to our... That's like me moving over. If I decide I want to be a missionary in Mexico, and me going over there and saying, I'm going to speak English and I just expect everybody over there to learn my language. No, I came to their country. I have to learn some Spanish if I go over there. Like most missionary preachers that go over to those countries, they have to learn the language. This is America. This is America. We speak English. That is our official language. Most of the people that watch the Super Bowl are American. The Super Bowl, whoever sings it should be singing it in English to respect Americans, or at least have subtitles or some...
Man, Bad Bunny had men out there in thongs gyrating and humping on each other during a halftime show. And on top of that, you don't understand what they're saying. What a disgrace to Black History Month. What a disgrace to the NFL. What a disgrace to the United States of America. To take it a step further.
American singers there to balance it out. We also have the right to not be okay with people waving all these foreign flags everywhere and putting all these political symbols in it. We also have a right to not like a man who says who's just very divisive in general. So there's many reasons. We just don't like Bad Bunny. It has nothing to do with him being Puerto Rican. And you can't condemn us, and you can't call us racist to make us like somebody that we don't like. We don't have to like Bad Bunny.
So yeah, there were a lot of opinions about the halftime show. Some people...
All right, shout out to old boy. Shout out to King Ali, man. Shout out to King Ali. He's on a come up. Let's hear what Megyn Kelly had to say. You want to... Let's see what Megyn Kelly had to say. Now, Megyn Kelly is right sometimes, but then, you know, Megyn Kelly gonna be Megyn Kelly. Here.
He demolished Piers Morgan after he defended the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show.
I'm sorry, Piers, but to get up there and perform the whole... the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States.
She said, who gives a damn?
Spanish speakers in the United States. Gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States. We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the...
Piers Morgan is going to take up for anything that's liberal for the most part. Like I say, I can agree with some of the things Piers says, and other times no. And it's the same with Megyn Kelly. I can agree with this. Now, all the other stuff she might talk about, who knows? But on this particular subject, I actually agree with her. Right? It just is what it is.
Country, not for the Latinos, for the country, not for a unifying event, for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. We don't need a black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater. Or America hater featured an ICE Spanish-speaking, non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
She then went on to lose it at the host, saying his attitude. And
Hang on. Why you in Great Britain have lost your culture.
And Europe have lost their culture.
This attitude that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why.
See, white people look at that as a threat. Like, you're not going to take over America, buddy. We're going to deport all you immigrants and send you back home, bucko. Well, let me tell you something. Let me say this to the white conservatives, to the MAGA people. You should have deported these immigrants 60 years ago. You should have closed the border 60 damn years ago. You know how, listen, these people then multiplied in large numbers in the country, mainly from Mexico. Do you know how many Mexicans we got in the United States because of illegal border crossing and, birthright citizenship? Yeah, just come to America illegally and dump an anchor baby. Surely we'll give your child citizenship. Cross the border by the millions and dump anchor babies. We'll make all of them citizens. That was the dumbest thing in American history. You rewarded illegal border hoppers. How did you reward them? You gave their children citizenship, even though their parents broke the law to get here. Shame on white American conservatives. Shame on MAGA people. You guys allowed this nonsense to happen. Yeah, cross the border illegally and dump as many anchor babies as you want. Surely we'll give all your kids citizenship. We're going to reward you for breaking the law. Lord Jesus Christ, help them. My God.
Here, whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refused.
Check out what she said now. She cooking though. She cooking.
We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances, or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it
American football. It is called American football. You don't have somebody speaking in a foreign language during the halftime show. Oh, no.
Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football. And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American. Not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performer. That's what the Super Bowl should be.
Hey, at least she kept it real. Give us some fried chicken, give us some meatloaf, but we don't need all that foreign stuff. Yeah, you got to have fried chicken. Blacks represent 80% of the damn NFL. Whites buy the majority of the tickets. Blacks represent the majority of the players. So you make it comfortable for Black Americans and white Americans. That's who dominates the sport. You don't have some performer come out there speaking in a foreign language. He got grown-ass men in pink thongs gyrating and humping all over each other, all over the damn TV screen. Don't nobody want to see that crap. Grown-ass men gyrating in thongs, bumping booty cheeks together.
Online commentators agreed with Megyn Kelly, with this person saying Megyn Kelly didn't dodge.
All right, let's see what Brother Tariq Nasheed had to say on this one. We're going to go on over to Brother Tariq Nasheed. Oh, hold on.
Star in the world, and he should be on the halftime show. I can't think of a compelling reason why
divisive.
Not.
Because he's too divisive, Piers. I'm giving you the reason. Maybe because you're not an American, you don't get it. He is too divisive a figure. No one would begrudge him his personal success story. Good for him. Great. We love that here in America.
Listen, man, the Bad Bunny show, you got grown-ass men out there in pink thongs bumping booty cheeks together, gyrating and just humping all everywhere. That was terrible. Absolutely horrible. I don't want to see two grown-ass men and pink thongs bumping booty cheeks. No.
Just like we love when our half-pipe freestyle skiers make it to the Olympics. Despite all odds, they overcome them. But when you go overseas wearing the American uniform and you bash America on foreign soil, when you're wearing our stars and stripes, we get very upset here in America.
We get very upset here in America. We got 1,000 live viewers. Get us 1,000 people to bless that like button. Let's get some of our good old people to bless that super chat. Let's get some of the good old people to bless the cash app. Don't nobody want to see two grown-ass men in pink thongs
booty cheek clapping with each other all over the damn TV screen during the halftime show. What a disgrace to Black History Month. What a disgrace to the NFL. What a disgrace to the United States of America. Now, how you love that?
It's not that we don't stand for free speech or differences of opinion or love rags to riches stories. We do, all of those things. But there are certain things that we expect of the people who are representing us when they're overseas as Olympic athletes or when they're in the middle of the Super Bowl, which is our event. That is a heartland event that gets usually man, but lots of women too, on their feet, feeling patriotic year after year. It's one of the reasons why we love it. And the last thing we want is someone who's a harsh partisan who we know can't stand the country.
Right. He's against ICE. He's against, listen, basically, and I've been talking about this. People like Bad Bunny want to legalize border hopping. They want to legalize border hopping, right? They're fighting for the right to break the damn law. Telling the United States of America, we should have open borders and embrace everybody in our country. That is stupidity on steroids.
And you're wrong. He wasn't totally patriotic at that event. He ended it by saying, God bless America, and then listed all the countries in all of the Americas, which is not how we here in the United States view the USA. We actually do believe in American exceptionalism, and we believe we actually do have a higher claim to morality than some of the countries he was listing.
Well, that is true. We do have a higher claim of morality, especially if you're comparing America to these third world countries. Of course, we have higher levels of morality than people who live in third world countries. It is common sense. It is only common sense. Now, let's get back to the content.
Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. Viva Mexico. Chicano, Cubano.
On their feet, feeling patriotic year after year. It's one of the reasons why we love it. And the last thing we want is someone who's a harsh partisan who we know can't stand the country. And you're wrong. He wasn't totally patriotic at that event. He ended it by saying, God bless America, and then
God bless America. I have a dream. God bless America. I'll have two men gyrating on stage during the halftime show, bumping booty cheeks and thongs. I have a dream. I am Bad Bunny. What a disgrace to Black History Month. This is crazy.
All the countries in all of the Americas, which is not how we here in the United States view the USA. We actually do believe in American exceptionalism, and we believe we actually do have a higher claim to morality than some of the countries he was listing, like Mexico.
But you wouldn't want him to have his First Amendment.
He said, like Mexico. Via Mexico. I have a dream to have two grown men bumping cheeks on stage in pink thongs, gyrating during a halftime show. I had a dream. Man, this is crazy.
Rights infringed on his ability to criticize certain policies of a particular.
Of course not.
American
No one's talking about that, but he has
government.
no right to perform at the
As
Super
an American
Bowl.
citizen. Really? That's disqualified. So
the First Amendment has nothing to do with it.
Anyone who's ever been...
The First Amendment has nothing to do with it. The First Amendment is about government censorship of speech.
Hang on. Anyone who's been critical then of the U.S. government should not be allowed to perform at the halftime shows.
We got 1,000 people. We got 1,000 people watching. We only got 300 likes. Get them likes up and put some love and respect on the show. Bless the super chat and the cash app. Run them numbers up. Run them likes up for your boy. We got over 1,000 people watching this thing. Don't want to see no two grown-ass men humping and gyrating with pink thongs on stage. What's wrong with these fools?
Is that your position?
I don't think that'd be my selection. I do think you should find somebody who is more of a unifier, and there are plenty of them. There are still millions of people out there who have very strong political opinions, but they don't voice them publicly because they realize they're in a line of work where that could be alienating.
All right, that's Megyn Kelly. Let's go on to Tariq Nasheed. Let's see what brother Tariq Nasheed had to say about this. I have a dream with two grown men gyrating on stage in pink thongs, bumping cheeks. I have a dream. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had damn near 4,000 live viewers. It was up. Just tap the screen, put some hearts on. Do that, shall we? Shall we get into some of the ism? Just want everybody to pile up on in here. Now, family, the Super Bowl just passed, and they had the halftime performer, which was Bad Bunny. And notice when Bad Bunny...
Nah, it ain't Crybaby Blacks. You got way more white people roasting Bad Bunny than white people. You ain't gonna say nothing about them white folks. Shut your dumb ass up and kiss the behind of MAGA people. If you think black people didn't like it, go look at some of those MAGA channels and see what they had to say about this nonsense. Get your dusty, dirty ass up out of here, boy. Your boo-boo, your boo-boo sitting up there with boo-boo in your drawers, typing and trolling in a damn comment section. Didn't even clean your dirty drawers for you got your ass on social media to troll online. All those white MAGA people got a problem with it. You ain't said a damn word about that. White folks were highly upset about this, and rightfully so.
They were trying to make it seem like that was the most poppin' halftime performance in Super Bowl history. They were putting out stories that had the highest rated halftime show in Super Bowl history. Bad Bunny beat everybody's record. Bad Bunny beat Usher's record. He beat Michael Jackson's record. He beat Kendrick Lamar. They were really, really pumping that story up. And then the Nielsen ratings came out. And come to find out, he didn't beat none of these people. He was fourth. He came in fourth place as the highest rated halftime show. He was fourth. It was Kendrick number 1, Michael Jackson number 2, Usher number 3, and his ass is fourth place. Now,
what type of man calls himself Bad Bunny? But then we already know his sexuality, so it makes sense. Bad Bunny. Sounds like a female. Sounds like a damn woman. A grown-ass man calling himself Bad Bunny. Golly.
Let's unpack that. Why is the media really trying to boost and elevate a white Latino artist to put him on par with legacy black Super Bowl performers? Why are they pushing this so hard? See, one thing, they need a safe replacement for black cultural dominance. For decades, man, the Super Bowl's most iconic, era-defining performances were anchored by foundational black American artists. Michael Jackson, Prince, Beyonce, Kendrick. Everybody was talking about Kendrick's performance last year, months after the Super Bowl. It became a cultural thing. People were imitating the dance moves and the routines on social media. That's how impactful culturally our good brother, our FBA brother, Kendrick Lamar, put a cultural stamp on the Super Bowl. You see?
Yeah, cultural stamp on the Super Bowl, you see.
So rather than people confront how dominant foundational black Americans are in these performances, the media looks for a substitute figure who can carry the spectacle without centering black American lineage. You see, a lot of folks hate the fact that we dominate the culture. When we step on something, it gets real hot. And if they get a white Latino artist like a Bad Bunny, that gives proximity without credit. See, a white Latino artist like Bad Bunny, they can market him as urban, global, or minority, and they can still avoid the political, historical, and lineage-specific weight that comes with elevating foundational black American artists. You see what I'm saying? See, that elevating these folks, that reframes black American culture as everybody's culture by acting like a Bad Bunny is equivalent to some of our bigwigs.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to you.
Oh, he's just as big as Michael Jackson. The media is subtly pushing the idea that black American cultural achievements are no longer unique, but it's part of a shared global melting pot. It's black and brown. So that framing benefits everybody except the group that created the standard. So it's tethering, ladies and gentlemen. It is straight up tethering. Who is this in here? Oh, I can't pronounce your name, so I can't. You got some Asian name. I don't know what your name is. Y'all share the space. We're chopping it up. And listen, elevating the mediocres out here, these mediocre non-FBAs, that supports the erasure of lineage-based black excellence. Like Michael and Kim.
Then you did it during the Super Bowl. The NFL is a black-dominated sport, and can't forget about the fact that February is Black History Month. You bring on some rainbow community member by the name of Bad Bunny, got grown men out there in pink thongs gyrating and bumping cheeks on stage. And you did this nonsense during Black History Month. And Jay-Z allowed this nonsense to happen. You know why Jay-Z allowed this to happen? Because he got paid. Jay-Z only cares about being wealthy. He don't care about Black History Month. He don't give a damn about no black community. No, sir. Jay-Z was paid good money to allow this to happen. What a disgrace to the country. What a disgrace to the black community. What a disgrace to the United States of America, as well as Black History Month that represents foundational black Americans.
Kendrick and Usher, they're not just pop stars. They represent specific arcs of black American historical arcs of innovation, struggle, global.
There will be no NFL without black players, you game goofy Gilligans. If you remove black players from the NFL, it would suck. Nobody would watch it. The ratings would go down drastically, you dummy. Who's going to watch the NFL if you remove the black talent? If you remove foundational black Americans? Nobody, baby. Like Keith Sweat. Nobody. Nobody, baby. Foundational black Americans are 80%, 75 to 80% of the talent in the NFL, fool. Sitting up there trolling in the comment section. You ain't even get the doodle stains up out of your drawers this morning, boy.
Impact. So trying to bring in a Bad Bunny and making him seem like he's on par with that, that's a way to kind of bury our lineage uniqueness. Also, another thing we got to look into, man, there's a global market expansion that's happening with the NFL. They're really trying to get that global market locked down. See, the NFL and their media partners, they're really selling the Super Bowl as a global product. So a white Latino artist is seen as more exportable across Europe and Latin America and some of those international markets, you know, without triggering the racial discomfort that unapologetically centering black American greatness will cause in some of these spaces.
I want you to hear what this dude said. Y'all will be nothing without that. This has to be a joke. I got to put this on the screen. This has to be a joke. This has to be said. You will be nothing without Puerto Rico. Now, this is no disrespect to nobody's country and nobody's culture. America wouldn't be nothing without. How so, sir? Listen, you know what the biggest cash cow, one of the biggest cash cows in America is? That's sports. Who's dominating sports? Like football, basketball, two of the main sports that we watch. Foundational black Americans. Who dominates music and entertainment? Foundational black Americans. Entertainment and sports are two of America's biggest cash cows. We know this. Those of us with common sense and knowledge, we understand. So tell me, what has, this was so dumb. This was so dumb. I had to put it on the screen so that you guys can see. It was that dumb. I had to put it on the screen. What have your people contributed to America to the point to where we couldn't survive if we didn't have you guys? What have you guys contributed to America's economy? I'm waiting. I am listening.
You see, they're really going global with this thing.
Hey man, you over there smoking on some good dope, man. You got to put them drugs down, man. Leave them drugs alone, man. You smoking some good dope over there, man. Talking about we wouldn't. I mean, this has to be the biggest joke that I heard all week.
And black people, they hate promoting us to the global community because we're already globally dominant without even trying.
Oh man.
Globally, everybody emulates foundational black Americans. And the media has always had this thing about pushing us in a real constructive way globally. You understand? Because then we have international leverage. They don't really want us to have no leverage like that internationally. So the NFL and some of these other sports franchises, but the NFL in particular, they're really chasing the global market right now. And global expansion, that requires neutral ambassadors, not lineage-specific ones. So they're pushing into Europe, Africa, Latin America. So they want faces that can be marketed as globally interchangeable. Foundational Black American athletes and entertainers, they're tied to a very specific American lineage. And we stand on business, and we are wild.
The NFL would suck, bro. Let me say this again. The NFL would absolutely suck if you remove foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans are 75 to 80% of the NFL. You remove that FBA talent, you have nothing. Nobody watches the NFL. The ratings go down drastically. The NFL use billions of dollars, if not trillions, homies.
Wild card. So we'll use the international market to start advocating for some justice, just like our good brother Colin Kaepernick did. See, they never know what we're going to do. We're like a wild card. And giving us access to an international market, we might get up there and say something that'll make everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's sitting up there saying some of the dumbest things that you can imagine. He ain't even clean the boo-boo stains up out of his drawers, but he got the nerve to get up on social media trolling, all in the comment section. Got doodle stains in his drawers from 2 weeks ago. You're dirty. You're filthy.
Want that. This is why have y'all seen the NFL? They're actively and aggressively recruiting Nigerian players. That's why in the Super Bowl, those Nigerian dudes, after they won, they start whipping Nigerian flags out and Sierra Leone flags. They start whipping these flags out. You see? So it's very, very interesting.
All right, let's go. That's what Brother Tariq Nasheed had to say. Let's see what. Shout out to everybody, man. Bless the like button. If you haven't blessed that like button, you are committing a crime.
You guys hear Bad Bunny is doing the NFL halftime show? Yep. Can't wait to see ICE arrest him on stage live at the halftime show.
Now, if you think black people are upset, MAGA folks are talking greasy. Please believe me.
You guys hear Bad Bunny is doing the NFL halftime show? Yep. Can't wait to see ICE arrest him on stage live at the halftime show. Gonna be the best halftime show ever.
Donald Trump once said, smart people don't like him. And he was right. This moron doesn't know the people from Puerto Rico are American citizens. ICE is not going to deport Bad Bunny, an American citizen. Now this one's even better.
That was dumb. If you know, you know. You can't deport people. It's an American territory. Now, Puerto Rico is not part of the 50 states, but it is an American territory. So you cannot deport people in Puerto Rico. So that was dumb for him to say that. You can deport people from Mexico. You can deport people from Mexico, but you cannot deport the people from Puerto Rico. Terrible, terrible example. Now, you want to go out there and look for some Mexicans? Yeah, you can send them back home.
You're telling me this is the best we can do? While our veterans are struggling, our borders are wide open, and our kids can't even say the Pledge of Allegiance without getting canceled?
He definitely had on the I hate everything that's not directly catered to me uniform on. Hat, sunglasses in the car. What the hell does veterans struggling in open borders have to do with the NFL halftime show? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's about saving America. You'll boycott the entire Super Bowl, not just the halftime show. Football is the most masculine sport in our country, now being used to feminize a nation of young boys by bringing in Bad Bunny for the halftime show.
Boy.
This guy is a notorious drag performer who embraces transgenderism and promotes it in his shows, even appearing with busty prosthetic breasts. It's time to stop talking about how.
Look at this, man. Make sure you guys bless the like, but man, this dude got prosthetic breasts with a wig on, performing on stage. What a disgrace to the United States of America. What a disgrace to Black History Month. What a disgrace to the National Football League. Please.
Now being used to feminize a nation. The halftime show. Football is the most masculine sport in our country, now being used to feminize a nation of young boys by bringing in Bad Bunny for the halftime show.
Boy.
This guy is a notorious drag performer who embraces transgenderism and promotes it in his shows, even appearing with busty prosthetic breasts.
Like, come on, man. Look at this. See, look, man, this could have been a black person. You would get the same pushback, man. Oh, my God, man, this is terrible, man.
Embraces transgenderism and promotes it in his.
He got a blonde wig on right there with breasts.
Shows, even appearing with busty prosthetic breasts. It's time to stop talking about how bad we hate this trend in America and show the NFL that we will not put up with their corruption of our society any longer. Boycott the
NFL. Keep on scrolling. You know, I've put up with a lot from the NFL. I put up with the whole kneeling. You lost me there for a little bit. You lost me on BLM thing with everyone knelt for, you know, Floyd in the back of the infield, all that stuff, with not honoring Charlie Kirk. Can we not just get some good halftime show? Can we not just get a country halftime show? Bad Bunny? NFL.
Can I get Morgan Wallen? Jelly Roll? I mean, we really have to go with a man who calls himself Bad Bunny? That sounds manly. I don't even know a song Bad Bunny sings. Of course, I don't listen to any of that music anymore. But at this point, I would suggest Miss Ray not get.
MAGA racists are having a meltdown over Bad Bunny's performance at the
He's moist. Oh, yeah, he's moist. Now, we know why he's defending Bad Bunny. He's moist himself.
Super Bowl halftime show. These MAGA snowflakes, they're so fragile.
These MAGA snowflakes, they are so fragile. Oh, girl, let me tell you, I'm sick of these MAGA snowflakes. They are so fragile. They are so homophobic. Ooh, I can't stand these MAGA people. Ooh, Bad Bunny, we rooting for you. He's moist.
At the Super Bowl halftime show, these MAGA snowflakes, they're so fragile that now they're saying they're going to be canceling the NFL and not watching anymore. Over what? Over Bad Bunny, who's a Puerto Rican and sings in Spanish? They're having a meltdown over that. And now some of them are even saying that he's getting deported while he's on
performance. Banned all other tour stops in the United States because he feared ICE, but he was born in Puerto Rico.
You realize he did that not for himself, right? He was worried about his fans going to his concert.
Right-wing influencers are complaining that Bad Bunny is a massive Trump hater and an anti-ICE activist. Who cares? Are only Trump supporters allowed to perform at NFL halftime shows? And this one is just really sad. They found a way to blame Obama. Because apparently Obama's friends with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z has a company called Rock Nation, and Rock Nation has a partnership with the NFL to produce halftime shows. So therefore, it's Obama's fault. These people are deeply unserious. I'm sure one of the reasons MAGA is so mad is because Bad Bunny endorsed Kamala Harris after Trump had a comedian at one of his rallies calling Puerto Rico a floating pile of garbage. And he's always using his music to bring attention to what's going on in the political world.
their skin color. So what do? They say that they're going to boycott the NFL. I mean, that's what MAGA does.
Talk to you about is because I'm about ready to do my commentary on it. But do you think Bad Bunny is a good choice for the Super Bowl?
I'm not that knowledgeable about him, but it seems fine, and I don't know why it's a big deal. Seems like a great American artist, so sure.
He's not an American artist, but
Tommy Lauren, that's her name.
He's Puerto Rican. That's part of America, dear.
yeah, you don't think you have any problem with him saying the ICE is, well, I'm sure you don't, mother effers and sons of and that he's not going to perform here due to immigration?
America agrees with him on that.
You
I
think
mean,
so?
majority of Americans think ICE has gone too far. They've watched videos of like 79-year-old business owners be slammed to the ground and their ribs broken by ICE. So I think the American people are probably on board with that message at this point, Tommy.
Okay. Well, whoever you're talking to, I'm sure is. I'm not so sure the rest of the country is, but
I'm just looking at the polls. That's all.
Yeah, but you told me earlier that the polls
actual
didn't matter,
numbers
Crystal.
that are
You
behind
said
my
sometimes
statements, not just the
polls don't
vibes.
matter. Remember that when you told me
Yeah,
that
because
earlier? The polls don't matter?
principles matter. Principles matter.
So
And
polls
but
and
when you're talking
principles
about where
matter?
the American people are, that's when I consult the data. But in terms of what I
When it's
believe,
helpful to you.
those are principles. No, in terms of what I believe, those are my principles, and I stand by them, even when they're unpopular.
Talk to you about
Announced that Bad Bunny is going to be this year's halftime show at the Super Bowl, and I have so many questions as to why.
I know it's super exciting that he's going to headline the Super Bowl. What kind of questions you got?
First of all, this individual doesn't even have any songs in English, so why would we have him be performing in America at one of the most popular events of the year?
Because Bad Bunny is American. He's from Puerto Rico.
Let's cut the BS real quick. Let's cut the BS. Puerto Rico is an American territory. It's not the United States. They have their own flag and culture. It's not American. It's an American territory, but culturally, they're not the United States. They're not. They have their own flag and they speak Spanish. Nothing about that represents the United States. They speak a different language. They speak a different language. They have their own flag and culture. He's not American. He's Puerto Rican. Let's just be real. Guam is, if you think about Guam, that's an American territory. Culturally, they're not the same as the United States. They have their own flag. Bad Bunny is not American. He's not. Puerto Rico is an American territory, but it is not. It's not one of the 50 states. It's not. Culturally, they're completely different. Speak a different language, got their own flag, got their own culture.
And I know this might be shocking to you, but not everyone in this country, or everyone that watches the NFL for that matter, speaks only English. Are you incapable of enjoying music unless it's in your own native language?
Oh, this dude is stupid, man. Why would we listen to something that we don't understand? Dumb.
So the Super Bowl halftime show features.
You want to force us to listen to something that we don't understand in an English-speaking country. I swear some of these people have no common sense. None.
Featuring Bad Bunny, though not consequential to anything in our daily lives, was still a deliberate slap in the face delivered at the hands of the NFL and its entertainment overlord, Jay-Z. And you might be surprised to hear me say this, but it's not Bad Bunny's fault. He did exactly what the NFL and Jay-Z sent him out there to do. Deliver a big F you to at least half the audience, maybe more. He's Puerto Rican, speaks Spanish, hates ICE, and has dirty lyrics that, silver lining, most of us can't and didn't and don't have any desire to understand. But I don't fault him for that. That's his thing. Go for it. What's more barf-inducing is the way white liberals are fawning all over him and his performance, whether they actually liked it or understood it or not. In fact, there is a direct correlation between the whiteness of the liberal and the cringe level of their fake fawning over Bad Bunny. Just look at the Newsoms, for example. The Benito Bowl. That sounds like something you'd order from Chipotle, but in all seriousness, the way libs, mostly the white ones, shocker, are bending and falling all over themselves to convince us that it was an all-American performance is theater in itself. And it's the white libs that are demanding we acknowledge Puerto Rico as all-American when the Puerto Ricans themselves are like, nah, we're Puerto Rican. And yeah, for all the corny on social media who are going to say I'm stupid because Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Yeah, I'm aware. It's a territory that insists on having its own Olympic team and World Baseball Classic team. Teams that compete against the United States. Weird. And whatever. That's fine. I honestly couldn't care less. But miss me with all of this all-American load of BS. But back to the NFL. Why would they choose an artist that's A, not from the San Francisco area, doesn't speak English, and C, on our ICE agents? Is the NFL that desperate for Hispanic and Latino viewership that they're willing to put on a halftime show the great majority, including NFL players themselves, aren't familiar with and can't understand? You know, I know people point to Bad Bunny's downloads and global popularity, and that's true. But outside of maybe Miami, he's not a household name. And yeah, I know a lot of people in this country speak Spanish and only Spanish. And yeah, that's another consequence of open borders, by the way.
That's a consequence of open borders. So we're going to cater to a bunch of people. Basically, that's a result of open borders. You should be required to speak English in this country. What do we look like catering to people who speak a different language in an English-speaking country? That doesn't make any sense. I spoke about that earlier. This is the result of open borders. Now you got to cater to illegals because you allowed millions of them to come into this country, done millions of anchor babies. Now you must cater to these non-English speaking people. Pure insanity.
But if the NFL wanted to pick a performer that, you know, is popular and performs in our language, well, it's not hard to find one. But they'd never do it because he said the N-word in 2020, and it'd be just too controversial. At the end of the day, the Super Bowl halftime show is small potatoes, and I recognize that. But force-feeding this globalist open borders, no human is illegal, American culture is too American shtick on us at every turn is exhausting. So the Super Bowl halftime show featuring Bad Bunny, though not consequential to anything in our daily lives, was still a deliberate slap in the face delivered at the hands of the NFL and its entertainment overlord, Jay-Z. And you might be surprised to hear me say this, but it's not Bad Bunny's fault. He did exactly what...
All right, now let's go. Now, I think she proved her point. I agree.
Just for a while.
Okay.
Bad Bunny halftime show did not set viewership records. Actual Nielsen numbers show declining viewership despite media spin. The mainstream media narrative surrounding viewership of the Bad Bunny Super Bowl 60 halftime show is beginning to unravel and fast. In the immediate aftermath of the broadcast, headlines flooded the entertainment press declaring Bad Bunny's performance the most watched halftime show of all time.
No, this show is called Gamers and Geeks. So Gamers and Geeks. But let me tell you this, that was a lie. They lied about the numbers. They manipulated the numbers. So when people say numbers don't lie, yes, the hell they do. Numbers can be easily manipulated just like the minds of human beings. Let me say that again for you people who are too slow. Numbers can be easily manipulated just like the minds of human beings. Numbers don't lie. That's a lie within itself.
With early projections claiming roughly 135.5 million viewers tuned in. It was framed as historic. Bad Bunny halftime show did. Now shows the Bad Bunny halftime show averaged a 128.2 million views, a significant downgrade from the early media spin, and more importantly, a decline from last year's record-setting performance by Kendrick Lamar, which drew 133.5 million views.
What's crazy is that the Nielsen number right now, it shows that Bad Bunny halftime show averaged 128.2 million viewers, where before it was saying like 135.4. That number came from like a Bad Bunny account. That 135.4 million viewers. Bad Bunny officially has the most watched Super Bowl.
Let me read off the Cash Apps, man. Listen, make sure you guys bless the live. But matter of fact, I'm gonna read off the Cash Apps after this, man, because we got people who supported the show. And I want to send a shout out to everybody who's been blessing the Cash App. I haven't seen many super chats, but we have got some Cash Apps. I'll read that off in another 5 minutes. Let's get back to the content.
halftime show in history. Like how do they know that? Because that's just a fan account that put that out there. And that tweet got 3.4 million impressions. People just took that tweet, that number, and ran with it. Like there's nothing that proves that. They were just like, oh my gosh, this has millions of views, it must be correct. So here, we're gonna put this number out there. Like that's crazy that they just did that. The real numbers are coming out and it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing because you have people watching the Super Bowl and tuning out of the halftime show and going and watching, let's say, like the TPUSA halftime show that I watched. I watched that one, and like that one was really good. It was fantastic. And then you have all of these late night talk show hosts making fun of it, right? Making fun of the fact that, oh, you have the right-wing conservatives going over to their safe space for their halftime show. I thought, what happened? What happened? Did you feel attacked? Why are you going to your safe space for your halftime show? You know exactly why. And there's tons and tons of videos out there that show like nobody is dancing to the Bad Bunny halftime show. Nobody. And there's another huge conversation that is happening.
Oh, in the crowd? In the crowd? Like all the videos that were recorded in the crowd,
standing there.
They were just standing there.
They're just standing there.
Yep.
Well, they can't even enjoy it either because they couldn't see anything.
Bad Bunny halftime.
Just for a while.
And so you have this pro Bad Bunny crowd that's saying, oh yeah, he's for the people. He didn't make it for all of those super rich people that are in the crowd at the Super Bowl halftime show. He made it for the regular pleb at home. He made it for the regular people at home. And in my mind, it's just like, no, the Super Bowl halftime show, if you're buying a Super Bowl ticket.
I know they are. I know what they are. I just wanted to hear what they had to say. We get it. I know who these people are. Shout out to Audrey for blessing us with a 10 on the Cash App. Shout out to Erica for blessing us with a 20 on the Cash App. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to SR Cern for blessing us with a 7 on the Cash App. Shout out to Desmond Hill for blessing us with a 10. Shout out to Timothy for blessing us with a 25. I appreciate you. Shout out to Wallow J for blessing us with a 10. Shout out to Donald Will for blessing us with a 20. Shout out to Clarence T for blessing us with an 18 on the Cash App. And shout out to Jamrock for blessing us with a 30 on the Cash App. I appreciate all of my people for supporting this podcast in a major way. Hey man, we put in that work. We're about to go berserk for putting in that work. Now that's enough. I wanted you guys to see that part. It was funny. It is what it is. Hey.
Every single week, Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, the media spin. Who talked about a declining viewership just recently? Oh, that's right. We all did when we saw the Samba TV numbers.
This is what I like to call my told you so dance. I told you so, 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 I told you so.
And we were all told that those Samba TV numbers were wrong. They were terrible. The official numbers were record-setting and amazing. And oh, what a great, wonderful thing this was, guys. And at the end of the day, that was all a whole bunch of unsubstantiated fantasy. Yes! Possible, throughout the entire world. And what happened here was the mainstream media got caught with its pants down. They were so sure about these numbers. They wanted to get it out early. They wanted to set the narrative that this was the most watched halftime show in the history of the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny is a success. Down with all you chuds. Oh, Turning Point USA, how embarrassing for them. They only got 6 million people, which was also a lie, by the way. They got 25 million people. And today they're all in the mud. But the infuriating thing about this story is that it might actually be too late for that admission of the actual truth to matter, because the people that wanted to hear what they wanted to hear, which was that this set records, have already heard it. And in their minds, that is now the truth, and nothing that anyone will say, no matter how many facts they bring before them, will change their mind of that position. Let's take a look here, guys.
I told you guys before, stop saying that numbers don't lie. Numbers can be manipulated just like the minds of human beings will be manipulated. Numbers lie just like human beings lie. Numbers get manipulated all the time, B. Every single day. Charlie Kirk said blacks are 15% of the population, but are committing 60% of all homicides in the United States. Then he brought up some fake stats and some fake numbers to prove the bold-faced lie that he sat up there and told. Clearly, he manipulated the numbers. At first, he said blacks are committing 50% of all homicides. They're only 14% of the nation. 2 months later, he said that we're committing 60% of all homicides. And where did he get the stats from? Other MAGA racist white folks. Oh, it's actually 60%. Blacks are committing 60% of all homicides in America, the United States.
Mainstream media narrative surrounding viewership of the Bad Bunny Super Bowl LX halftime show is beginning to unravel, and fast. In the immediate aftermath of the broadcast, headlines flooded the entertainment press, declaring Bad Bunny's performance the most watched halftime show of all time, with early projections claiming roughly 135.4 million viewers tuned in. It was framed as historic, a cultural milestone, proof that the halftime brand was still ascending. There's just one problem. The numbers were wrong. Here you see Variety with their arms crossed and their bottom lip out in a pout, having to actually admit this, while also at the same time trying to grasp for any other metric they can get their hands on to paint this as a success. Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show reached an average audience of 128.2 million viewers, breaking various NFL social media records. Nielsen measured 124.9 million viewers for this year's Super Bowl, which is, higher than the average of 124.9 million over all this year, but, lower than the 133.5 that Kendrick Lamar got last year, but,
I'm told, I've seen the first episode, but Agatha is the gayest Marvel project yet. Do you agree?
Well done, Variety.
Oh, man. Let me see what you guys have to say about this. The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. Kumo D.
We've seen tons of people die right.
I think there's a lot of information that has come out about the lyrics. I saw.
It's not real, so.
Ebro on the hey man, you guys remember Ebro from was that Hot 97 in New York? I believe that was the name of the show. They gave Ebro the boot. Hey Ebro, you can create your own platform. You don't need Hot 96. You already got a name for yourself. Ebro and Laura Rosenberg. All these people used to work for Hot 96.
The rundown deserves better.
I mean, it is. That's the sad part. It's happening.
Let's have it, Rasan.
Over to the Bad Bunny bad performance of the Super Bowl halftime. We are still investigating this. There's a lot of information that has come out about the lyrics. I saw the halftime show, and we're switching back and forth with the TPUSA halftime show. The lyrics, from what we have seen from Bad Bunny, are very disturbing. And if it holds
more
true
so than
that,
Epstein files?
I don't speak fluent Spanish, okay? I know how to ask where the bathroom is, but these lyrics, if it is true, what was said on national television,
what's true?
We have a lot of questions for the entities that broadcast this.
If what's true?
And we'll be talking with Brendan Carr from the SEC about this.
I don't know. Some sort of content that they deem.
This could be much worse than the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction. Let's put it that way.
Janet Jackson.
But at least that was a malfunction. I mean, this was apparently intentional.
This was intentional,
yeah,
yes.
and they could not have said this were it.
Shout out to Lions Dollars for blessing us with a 10 on the Cash App. You dig.
In English. So
Really?
just the fact that we're at a place in our country where we had a fully not understandable halftime show
Not
to
understandable.
English-speaking people, which is the language of this country, by the way, and that
Not
it is
officially. We've
that
established
grotesque is just really disturbing.
And here's the ironic part, Dr. Gina.
Yeah.
The NFL purposely wanted a Hispanic star basically to perform at halftime because they're trying to attract more of a Latin America audience. And this is what they delivered.
Yeah, trying to pull them
Yo,
away
man,
from the football that they
I'd
call
rather hear Megyn
we call
Kelly.
soccer.
I like Megyn
yeah, I don't
Kelly's
think this was
honesty about her white supremacy. You know what? Just say it. Just don't. He's hinting at what the problem is. Why?
It's not white supremacy. Just because you don't want to listen to a song, like, this is stupid. These people are way too liberal. They're too liberal for their own good. I want to listen to music in a language that I can understand it. Doesn't make me a racist to not want to listen to some stuff that I don't understand. This is stupid. We can't take our language to another country and force them to listen to our language. They're going to say, you need to learn our language if you want to make money over here. They're not going to. You have to assimilate to their culture. But America wants us to assimilate to immigrants in their culture, or people who speak a foreign language that come with a culture from another country, a third world country. They want us to assimilate to that instead of those people assimilating to what we got going on over here. That should have been the #1 rule of the Super Bowl. If you can't speak English, you can't perform. That should have been the #1 rule. If you don't speak English, you cannot perform at the Super Bowl. Those are simple rules that everybody should follow. This is racist. Shut up, fool. This is racist.
I don't understand these people that are obsessed with racism. Can't you at least be honest about the greatest passion in your life? The greatest passion in your life is your pride in your white skin. You hate other people. Why? See, if you're obsessed with it, why don't you wear it on your sleeve? Why do they have to hide from it? This entire thing is that they're scared. They are losing the white identity of this country. It's making them freak out. It's making them freak out to the point that they had.
I'm going to be real with you. White people fought to establish this country. Why would they give it away? Nobody gives up power. Nobody gives up power willingly. That's not how it works. White people enslaved us, used black folks to build a country, then established rules and laws, and then they established rules and laws of the land. You really think white people want to give up that power? Why would they? You wouldn't give up power in your regular life. Why would you expect white folks to give up power in the United States of America? Let me tell you something. The whole point of white people enslaving blacks was to keep us down so that they can get wealthy off of our labor. White folks ain't giving them no reparations. White people didn't enslave blacks in this country for 400 years just to turn around and give you money for your so-called oppression. Well, for your, I ain't going to say so-called. They're not going to turn around and give you money for your oppression. White people ain't going to do that. Black people got to find a way to get their own money. Black people got to find their way to maintain, first to obtain and then maintain a power structure here in the United States of America. White folks ain't finna give up no power. They're not finna do that. Now, I said this earlier. They were stupid. Why would you open the border for millions of people to come to this country? Mainly Spanish-speaking people. Why would you open the border so that millions can come to this country illegally? Then they'll dump millions of anchor babies and their children. Then their children will become citizens. Then next thing you know, they want everybody to speak Spanish. That doesn't make any sense. I blame the white man for this nonsense that's going on in this country. You opened the borders. You allow people to come here illegally. Those people dump millions of anchor babies, and now their children are citizens. Now you're dealing with a major problem that you can't get rid of.
To elect someone who they worry, they worry, maybe like a child predator, maybe like the most, he hates the Bible. They know he hates their Bible. He hates everything they stand for. But he
likes white supremacy.
But they had to go with him because that's how important this issue is, yet they can't actually say it out loud.
It's insane.
We just watched that whole dance. He's not saying what he wants to say.
No, and in his
See,
tweet.
this is how foolish white people look. White people, you guys allowed this. You allowed so many Spanish speaking. You allowed so many Spanish speaking people to come to this country illegally. They dumped millions of anchor babies. Now you can't get rid of them. You allowed this nonsense to happen in the first place. The white man has rewarded people for breaking the law. That's what you've been doing. And what happens when they multiply in numbers? They become entitled. Who's more entitled than a border hopper? Name another group of people in this country that's more entitled than a damn border hopper. Nobody. They come to this country illegally, then they expect the same civil rights as American citizens. And you talk about being entitled. Well, the white man, you created this monster. You created this problem. Now you can't get rid of it. It is a plague. It is a sickness that's affecting this country.
He's like, Americans were forced to watch him gyrating and
we've seen tons of people gyrate.
I think he said
gyrating
about,
can't be the problem.
Porn, and I was like, what? Like it was insanity.
Bruh. Well,
they just make up whatever.
If Bad Bunny was in the Epstein files, they wouldn't be investigating him.
These immigrants come over here illegally, and then they expect the same civil rights as American citizens. And you talk about being entitled. That is crazy. You mean to tell me a border hopper deserves the same civil rights as an American citizen? But it proves my point. Nobody's more entitled than a border hopper.
No.
Because guess who's not getting investigated? Anybody in them Epstein files. No, it's a real thing.
No, it's
and other than Bad Bunny, Epstein chaos is on my timeline.
Yeah, that you really are my wife. It's the exact same. That I saw a funny thing moving around to someone. That's their whole timeline. Also,
yeah.
Someone put up a video. It's just like doom scrolling Epstein nightmare, then a mixed in people dancing to Chambea. Like it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, what was the biggest? Is there anything new Epstein-y in the last couple of days?
Well,
Go ahead.
Just Lane.
All right, enough of him. I didn't heard enough of them. Hit the like button, man. Show some love to the show. Yes. You are tuned in to one of the best in the game, King Supreme. Listen, man, I'm going to wrap this show up. I've been here for an hour. I got another show coming up. I got a second show coming up, and I don't want to waste too much time on this one. We're going to move on to the next one. I'm going to take a 2-hour break. Then I'm going to come back with some more content. Yes, sir. You're tuned in to one of the best. Hold on.
Interesting. It is very, very interesting. But you got to understand, foundational Black American dominance, that reminds the world of who actually built the league. The modern NFL style, the entertainment value, the star power, that's driven by foundational Black American athletes. So international expansion works against constantly reminding global audiences that the league is a Black American built institution. So they need to reframe the NFL as world football. And immigrant and foreign-born players, they understand that these guys are they're easier to control institutionally. A lot of players from Nigeria and all these places, they don't have the generational leverage or the historic claims or the domestic political backing that foundational Black Americans have. So these guys are less likely to challenge ownership. They're not going to demand structural changes. They're not going to get the bags that we get, because we make sure we know our worth as foundational Black Americans. We know our worth, and we go back and say, okay, we need to give me a bag based on my worth. And then we use that notoriety to take it to different levels. We have so many Black athletes who became spokespersons, ambassadors, actors. We got the Shaqs out here, Deion Sanders. And just going back to Fred Williamson and Jim Brown. I mean, we've always parlayed that sports notoriety and flipped it and utilized it for different things, and then utilized that notoriety to speak for justice. Yeah, Magic Johnson. Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal businessman. Floyd.
All right, hit the like button, man. Listen, man, we're gonna wrap this show up. That was brother Tariq Nasheed giving you things from his perspective, and I said it before, man. That's what happens when you give people free stuff. Come on, man. If you understand psychology, it is what it is. This is why when you go, this is why, like, if you're in California, you go up to Big Bear or the mountain areas, they tell you to not feed the bears. You know why? Because when you feed them once, they keep coming back. The next thing you know, you can't get rid of them. They become entitled. Let me tell you what this one bear did. It was this white lady in Big Bear, right? I don't know if it was Big Bear. It was a mountain area somewhere in California. She fed the bear one day, right? And then the bear came back the same day. Excuse me. The bear came back the next day around the same time because the bear had enough common sense to know that this lady was cooking food. So the bear came back the next day. She gave him some more food. On the third day, not only did the bear come back, he brought his homies with him. The bear came back on the third day, and not only did he come back, he brought his homies with him. It was 6 bears out there at her with illegals. When you let them come over here, more and more are gonna come. The next thing you know, they become entitled. They feel like they are owed something once you give them free stuff. Once you give people free stuff, after a while, they become entitled. They feel like you're supposed to do it. On the third day, that bear came back with his homies. What do immigrants do? They bring their cousins, they bring their family members, they bring their homies. The next thing you know, they're coming with their whole entire country trying to cross the border to get into the United States of America. So, but that's what happens when you give people free stuff. They become entitled. Right? I'm telling you, man, that bear came back with all of his homies on the third day. Exactly. Shout out to Scoop. They come with freebies and don't want to leave. Oh man. Show some love to the show. He said, yeah, man. So that's what's been going on, man. It is. I'm telling you, that bear came back with his homies on the third day. Hey man, but listen, man, this is not about race. If Bad Bunny was a black person speaking Spanish and we couldn't understand them, we would have said the same thing. We don't want to hear this. This is America. This is the Super Bowl. Speak English. We need American performers, somebody who represents the culture. You dig? So that's all it is, man. This is way bigger than race. It's all about common sense. Millions of Americans come together to watch the NFL. You need to bring a performer, an entertainer that speaks the language of the people who are listening, who are watching the NFL. You cater to that audience. You don't bring in somebody who speaks a foreign language. Man, that's crazy, man. You would think at some point you would think that people would understand this, but apparently they don't. Hit that like button. It ain't nothing. And I need everybody. If you're really rocking with King Supreme and you're rocking with the channel, make sure that you hit that like button. And oh yeah, when the video uploads to YouTube, make sure that you hype the video when it uploads to YouTube. Make sure that you do so for sure. I'm gonna read some of y'all comments. I'm gonna read some of the comments. Abdullah Muhammad said all that stuff has already been designed by the people that's really empowering, and it has each race group of people fighting against each other. They call it divide and conquer. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. ICE deport Puerto Ricans. So who's black? He said ICE don't deport Puerto Ricans. So who is Bad Bunny fighting? Well, he's fighting for the Latino diaspora. He felt like, see, listen, that's good for Bad Bunny. Because if you speak against ICE, you're going to get major support from other Latino groups, not just Puerto Ricans. So that was a power play on Bad Bunny's part. That was actually a power play. That's really what it was. Bad Bunny united all Latinos, and guess what? That's going to bring him more supporters from other Latin countries outside of Puerto Rico. So, like I said, it was a power play on Bad Bunny's part. It was actually a smart move on Bad Bunny's part. Let me fight for all Latinos so that I can gain the support of Latinos from all across the world. And then to take it a step further, we're going to bring out all these different Latin countries. We're going to wave all these different Latin flags to unite the Latinos, and that's going to bring a whole lot of support to Bad Bunny. That right there was a power move. I've seen the play from 10,000. I've seen the play from a million miles away. I seen the play from a million miles away. That's all I'm saying. That was a power move. Well, Jay-Z did it. Jay-Z only cares about being wealthy. He don't give a damn about no black community. Money is the motive. His aim is to be wealthy. He don't care nothing about no black community. Speaking about Jay-Z, I didn't say that they were all united. We know that they're not all united. What I'm saying is that's a power move for Bad Bunny. If I do a song and I talk about unity amongst all Latinos, that's going to bring Bad Bunny a whole lot of Latino fans outside of Puerto Rico, Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Colombia, Venezuela. You're going to bring out Latino fans from all across the world. So that was a power move for Bad Bunny. I understand it. It makes perfect sense. Right? Hit the like button, man. It is what it is. Peace, love, and blessings. Giving you gain to keep you from stressing. It's King Supreme. Make sure that you like the stream and subscribe to the channel and hype the video when it uploads to YouTube. I'm gone. Peace to everybody. It's been real. I'll be back with a second show in a few hours. Gone. Peace.